Hello, everybody. Welcome to Zeitgeist, the Gears of Revolution, a 4th edition campaign. That's right. We have moved to 4th edition. As you all know, Zeitgeist was originally a 4th edition campaign, and we just found the conversion a little bit too difficult. So I've asked all the players to remake their characters as close to their 4th edition counterparts as possible. And we're just going to run from here the rest of the campaign that way.
In other
12-hour
news,
combat.
Yeah, I will be now playing a Shard Mind Invoker.
But out.
It's just
Apparently, we moved all our 4E books into the other room.
We're playing 4th edition, which is Zeitgeist as Gygax intended.
Zeitgeist as Ryan Nook, I think his name.
Is that the one that warned us about brain-eating donuts?
Yeah, Ryan Nook. Yes, it is. Hey, James,
Ryan
you're back.
Nook is the one that we owe 6.5 million bells to.
So yeah, unfortunately, the Ivarian race didn't really translate well to 4th edition, so James is actually having to play as a cat person.
I double quit.
Neko James.
We've studied the cat
We've got
person.
10 years for this.
We've studied the cat person as a halfling in a furry suit.
Anyway, we got Sam playing Jack tonight.
You know, folks, we've had a lot of fun here tonight, but if I can be serious for a moment,
No.
we've all had a lot of laughs at lemon stealing whores, but we've never asked the question of what socioeconomic conditions led to these whores choosing a life of crime. And in this video essay, I'd like to explore that.
Catherine
Part
playing
one.
Mina.
The Lincoln County War.
Hi. I'm real tired, but I got cat ears. And a seltzer, but mine's hard.
James is playing Ilferi, who is a bird.
You're hard, yeah.
Good for you, James. You did it. I'm proud of you.
Or not. And Carter playing Coco.
So I have a slightly more existential fun fact for you this week, which is that a child conceived after a night of drunken debauchery to the sounds of a blockbuster rental of Conker's Bad Fur Day would this year be old enough to themselves legally have a night of drunken regrets.
We really are just
Thank
making
you.
our parents' mistakes, you know?
Conker's Bad Fur Day released 21 years ago.
On the day?
No.
Neat.
Man, that game's been overrated for 21 years.
It was
All I know about
fine.
Conker is I had the Conker's Pocket Tail on the Game Boy Color, and that game was like, I couldn't beat it. There was like this one part where you had to do these like mini games, and I as a child, I literally couldn't beat them. Maybe if I went back as an adult, I could do it, but yeah, and the Pocket Tails was not rude at all, like Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Oh, that was a one-time. Well, I guess not a one-time thing, but like that was their first time doing it.
Right, and then they just ran with it, I guess.
Yeah, Conquer was actually wholesome before Bad Fur Day.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't know that Conker existed before.
Yeah, I thought
Bad Fur Day.
Bad Fur Day was his debut.
No, there were other Conker games before that. He was just a squirrel. It was like, there was like a medieval theme or something. Or maybe there was just a fair going on. I don't know. That game gave me so much trouble.
I think it was supposed to be like parallel to Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah.
All I know is when Gigaboots did their like death stream of all the rare games, Conker did not look good.
Yeah. I should
Granted,
go
a
back
lot
to-
of those were like, man, these rare games sure are better in our memories.
Well, yeah.
I should
And on different
try
hardware.
playing Conker's Pocket Tails again as an adult.
Yeah, man.
87% people like this video game? Alright.
87% for
I could get
Hey,
an emulator and try it out on stream.
Hold
sometime.
on. 87% of the people who have reviewed this video game liked this video game.
Yeah.
Fair enough. IGN gave it a 6 out of 10.
So it's
That sounds
either
more likely.
a good game or Hitler.
You okay there, James?
Yeah, my fucking ring light blew up.
Do
You
need,
have got to stop using that phrasing, James.
do you need to
I'm
evacuate?
sorry. It's just the thing popped off.
James, have you considered not wiring your house with gunpowder and using copper instead?
No, that sounds inefficient.
Copper only has like 2
Bad.
uses. I think it's like a telescope and a lightning rod. I guess it's a decorative block. Otherwise, I mean, you can wax it.
I think I need a new ring light. This thing won't go back on. Oh well.
Anyway, let's play some D&D.
I guess.
You're into this,
All right,
actually.
skills challenge.
I miss skills challenges.
I don't even know what that is.
Me too. I've actually
Do you
just
remember
run
skill
them
challenges in 4th edition?
in
I
fifth
run them
edition.
too from time to time. I thought it was a good.
Really good for certain things.
They were terrible as written, so everybody just made them better with house rules.
Oh, I heard Skittles challenge. And I was like, what the fuck is a Skittles challenge?
Yeah, you remember in 4th edition when we had to bring out the bag of Skittles?
Uh-huh.
They did that crossover promotion with I don't actually know who produces Skittles, so this joke's not going to work.
Mars?
Basically, pick
Mars.
Mars or
Hershey.
Hershey, I guess.
Yeah. It's like I figured it was one of those, but I didn't know which.
All right. So last time we kind of did our
It's Mars.
our downtime / side stories. And I think we're gonna kind of wrap up some of the stuff we didn't get to there, including our kind of shopping time as we upgraded our what do you call it? Reputation to the point that we get new magic items.
Woo!
So we haven't done this in a while, but I kind of want to do the what do you call it? Special features tables for some of these magic items. Just see
Woo!
what we get. So why don't we go down the line and say what new stuff we've got?
I got illusionist bracers, which let me double cast. Well, when I cast a cantrip, I can then cast it again for a bonus action.
That's pretty nifty.
Well, I can now firebolt twice a turn.
But these are actually a Draken prototype.
Neat.
That like Research has had some what do you call it? Like kind of weapons trade technology
Yeah.
exchange deal.
Yeah, joint research.
Yeah. And this is a outcome of that. Let's see. Let's see if it can get a quirk. D12. When's the last time I rolled a D12?
Once every random number of spells, it shocks your balls.
No, this actually when you use this for evocation cantrips, it actually like has like sounds like a gunshot going off.
Yay!
So they have a very loud kind of, the components are derived from firearms, because that's one of the things
Ow.
that Draken
What?
Draken engineers are known for, is their very advanced firearms, and this was kind of a foray into the magic sphere.
I'm good with it, bro. I'm liking it.
So when you cast your spells through your gun, there is a noise of a gunshot, but it's not from the gun.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, basically now I just don't also prestidigitate when I do it.
Jimmy, minor illusion does sounds right. Maybe. I don't know.
All
I
right,
can prestidigitate a gunshot, I'm sure.
you got anything else, Jack?
Nope, that's all my new stuff.
All right, Mina, what do you got?
Trying to get there. I picked a thing, and I picked it the 2 weeks ago when we played or whatever. Totally forgot to bring it up in chat or anything like that, so hopefully it's okay. It's in the book.
It was in the trunk.
I've always wanted to give it to a player, and now I'm claiming it for myself because I've never been able to.
You became the player.
I became the player. Where
You played
is
yourself.
A deck of minor
Congratulations.
things.
Ring of Shooting Stars?
Oh, neat. I like that.
Hell yeah.
I like it.
What's it do?
So, while wearing this ring in dim light or darkness, you can cast dancing lights and light from the ring at will. Casting either spell from the ring requires an action. The ring also has 6 charges for the following other properties, and it regains 1d6 expended charges daily at dawn.
Oh, wow. That's pretty nice.
Fairy Fire.
I was gonna say this has to be able to
Fairy
cast.
Fire! It's my favorite spell of all time!
Yeah, it's your favorite spell
You
in
can
D&D.
concentrate on it. I don't wanna.
What else am I concentrating on?
Exactly.
So Fairy Fire, I can expend 1 charge for Fairy Fire, or 2 charges for Ball Lightning.
Nice.
That's a decent red card. James, you okay?
Yeah, my contacts are just meh.
Oh, and did you mention the Shooting Stars ability?
No.
Just its name.
No, it was below the chart at the bottom. And then Shooting Stars. I can expend 1 to 3 charges as an action. For every charge I expend, I launch a glowing mote of light from the ring at a point I can see within 60 feet. Each creature within a 15-foot cube originating from that point is showered in sparks and must make a DC 15 dexterity saving throw, taking 5d4 damage on a failed save and half as much on a successful one. I took it for Fairy Fire.
Yeah.
Fair.
I fucking love that spell. And also, it will not be useful this time. Just watch. But up to this point, it could have been useful.
So this ring was kind of buried deep in the RHC what's the word?
I mean, you could use the word
Repository?
archive. It would not be inaccurate, but I don't think that's what you're going for.
Yeah, magical item archive. Sure. It's studded with some dark orange and brown gemstones that have some like very deep qualities to them. Let's see. But no one really remembers where it came from.
Who's been here?
Yes. And while wearing this ring, you feel very confident,
Ooh.
very self-assured. in
We're
your-
both-
Because Mina is definitely lacking in self-assurance.
All right, what else we got?
Mia's like, come on, guys, we can take on everything. Puts on ring. Come on, guys, we can fight God!
Was that everything for you, Mina?
The only new thing, yeah.
Okay. I swapped out my +1 shield for a Sentinel shield. While holding the shield, I have advantage on initiative and perception checks. And the description says it's emblazoned with the symbol of an eye, but it doesn't have to.
No, this is actually this was come out of some of the what's it called again?
Sentinel shield.
In no, I can spell. So yeah, this has actually come out of some of the research done into some of the elemental temples that have been uncovered lately. There have been some further investigations done by the RHC to kind of see what they can do with some of this planar energy that's now a part, kind of seeping in from these temples. So this is kind of a prototype thing.
Cool.
Let's roll on the.
So in that case, do you think it's made of stone?
No, it's made of metal, but it actually feels lighter than it should.
Well, I did. I did put the wood one on my character sheet.
Oh, right, because you're druid. Yeah. So, let's say, yeah, it's an unknown material.
Okay.
That seems to be lighter than metal.
Okay.
Does it float on water? And does it float on sulfur hexafluoride?
And is it a dust?
Experimentation required.
All right, time to get some sulfur hexafluoride.
I don't know.
Oh, my mascot FOMO.
Yeah, that's where my brain went to. All right. Ilferi, you got anything else?
I had made up a common magic item, but then I realized that the reason I was seeing one less common magic item is because it's my hand.
Sorry.
No, that's your action I wanted. It's all good. So nope, I'm good.
All right. Koku, what you got?
Okay, so Koku's is a little bit different because we already talked about what these items are and where they came from.
Mm-hmm.
Koku. Sorry, I'm trying to also get this computer to not restart on me while we're playing. All right. So Koku was approached by that guy whose name I definitely remember.
Oh yeah, I wrote that down somewhere too.
Was that Captain Dale?
No.
No. Yeah, Captain Dale's the pie guy.
Pie guy.
Isn't he the one that wrote the
Apple pie in combat.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he's the pie guy.
Fuck, I looked this up. I remember and wrote it down, but I don't see it where I thought it should.
I've just got the old college humor. She's my number pie stuck in my head. It's a great sketch.
I remember I spent like 10 minutes looking it up. But
Kai wants to know.
Inquiring Kais want to know.
There we go.
He sounds like a little raptor.
yeah,
Um,
damn it. Up again.
yeah. Anyway, well, while you are... Oh, is it Lieutenant Hesser Marsain? Who is this? What? Who are you? I don't remember you at all.
Doesn't sound familiar.
He looks buck wild. I don't think it's him. I feel like I would have remembered that face. Anyway, while you're finding the name, I was Koku was contacted by our contact at the military academy, who we've helped with some research.
I found it.
Ah,
Colonel Sebastian Harlock.
Colonel Sebastian Harlock.
That's a reference.
That's a good name.
Or
Are you talking about that it's an in-game reference or a reference on the
Well,
object?
Harlock is a space pirate
Space
in
Pirate
Japan.
Harlock. Yeah.
Yeah,
In what?
in Japanimation.
Anime.
Weebs Neon.
Yeah, it's not like I want to hang out with you thieves or anything.
I did do this. I put
Anyway.
him in here.
Oh, I
Oh
don't.
my god.
Oh, here he is. Now I see him.
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't see him before. Anyway, Colonel Sebastian
he
Harlock.
was not shared before,
Oh,
in fact.
that explains why I didn't see him. All right.
But this is where I made my note.
This is where I make my notes. If I had them.
Variety of tentacled and tendrilled monsters. Excellent. Anyway, Colonel Sebastian Harlock, who we've helped with some research in the past, and he had produced with the R&D department 3 items specifically for Koku using the witch oil in an attempt to create anti-bleak gate weapons. And so the experimental versions of them are Koku now has. There are 3 things. There is a lantern, which glows white, but then the color of the flame changes to black in the presence of bleak gate energy. There is a small container that is there's one of the witch oil containment units, but set up in such a way that when Koku puts her own witch oil in it, it resonates with her. And that's it. It's a sorcerer thing. It's the standard sorcerer thing. And then also a sword, which contains witch oil, and can do some nifty stuff that we will see. I'll read the. I actually wrote out the visual description of it. So, the blackened steel of this curved broadsword is etched with the enigmatic identification 09K14. Built into the spine is a magically reinforced glass chamber filled with a pure black liquid speckled with points of white light. The chamber is enclosed by 2 intertwined mithril helices. Tiny sealing runes softly glow everywhere that the mithril crosses the metal of the blade, suppressing the power of the witch oil. A character attuned to the prototype witch oil blade can release the power in controlled amounts.
Nice.
And it does some nifty stuff that I'll leave that as a surprise for the viewer.
Yeah.
But mostly it's a +2 weapon.
Neat.
All right. I think that's about everything. Sure, that looks like a good face for him. Oh, that doesn't really work too well, but whatever. All right. So,
So tiny.
yeah. What I use for the tokens usually, so it doesn't really scale well. Oh, you can scale up the window though. Anyway,
Now it looks like a blurry metal band roadie.
all right. So it has been several weeks since Born broke out from Cauldron Hill. The general public was exposed directly to the threat of the obscurati. And different people have reacted in different ways.
You don't say.
So the RHC headquarters has had its security increased. And in the past few months, between everything else, you've been chasing down loose threads connected to this obscurati plot. Chasing down suppliers who had been providing materials to the project within Cauldron Hill. There was...
I remember I had a list of everywhere that Kel had supplied witch oil to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'd be able to follow up on those leads. Things like miners that were paid to smuggle adamant. A small group of druids that were using magic to keep local fae content and out of the real world. Glaziers hired to craft what matches large lanterns that match the schematics that you found in Vendrise. And interestingly, a group of scholars recruited to collate every scrap of information on the Fae Titans.
What was that last part?
Scholars recruited to research the Fae Titans.
Okay.
Most groups were fairly forthcoming once word got out that that this conspiracy was involved. People's patriotism won out over their loyalty to friends in turning in people, especially once things like the ring code was supplied to the public.
Yeah, if my friend was part of a terrorist organization, probably wouldn't be much of my friend anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Note to self: do not tell James.
Oh, I know Sam.
He's just waiting,
Yeah.
and or hoping for an invite.
We strike at dawn, brothers.
Shh, that's what the trip is for. Don't tell anyone.
I feel like Dawn Brothers is just a barbecue place slightly outside of town.
Yeah.
I'd eat there.
Why are they both named Dawn? Doesn't that get confusing?
Think. Anyway, on the morning of the 1st of summer, 501 AOV, Stover Delft calls you into RHC headquarters.
Wait, we passed Ilferi's birthday without even a footnote?
Footnote. Ilferi had a birthday.
Footnote: Ilferi is now 4.
What did you do for your
We'll
birthday,
save
Ilferi?
that for the Zeitgeist in character channel.
Yeah.
Ilferi is now 13, I think.
You want that sick
16.
bonus content? You have
No,
to go to
because
the-
we skipped
That's
over
right, that's
his
right, 16.
quinceañera.
The clock.
That's
The
right.
clock strikes midnight.
was-
Ilferi turns black. His
It
feathers
was-
grow over his eyes.
It was Ilferi's
me.
It was Ilferi's Sweet 16. I haven't decided what we did, but it was my birthday. It was Ilferi's birthday.
You want that sweet bonus content? Go to the Discord. Link to the.
And then add us until we do something about it.
Where's the calendar?
It's under the It's somewhere weird. I remember.
If you
Is it
have
the
the person highlighted, the token
Ah,
controls, it's under
right.
token controls. I don't.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know
Oh,
why
I see.
that is.
Probably just because
Uh,
it's easier to add. I think it's an add-on, and it's easier to add to existing modules than add your own module.
I would still think it would be in measurements.
So Elfari's birthday was the 88th of spring, so 4 days ago.
Yes.
He was born on the full moon. Or he hatched on the full moon, rather.
Full moon rose and a single egg.
All right.
Accurate.
Delph calls you in to headquarters, thick with heightened security. And when you arrive in his office, he is chit-chatting with Lauren Seinberg, who I think you might have met previously in
Doesn't ring a bell.
Adventure 3, maybe.
I was about to say they're not on the list, but they actually are. It looks vaguely familiar, but we don't have any notes.
Vaguely familiar. Yeah.
I feel
She
like
looks
maybe
vaguely haunted.
I feel like maybe she was in a crowd shot. Like we met a bunch of people and she was one of them.
Honestly,
looks-
she kind of looks like Zambria.
She
was-
looks vaguely like a Zeitgeist NPC.
She was, I believe, set to follow you on the order of the former Lady Inspectress,
Oh.
Margaret
Yeah.
Saxby.
We've got Stover Delft and Lauren Seinberg up now. If I had to guess which one of these two was the higher ranking cop, I mean, what I'm saying is I think Delft would be great at undercover work.
Except he just accuses everything of being a mimic.
But instead, he's Lady Inspectress.
Which he's also great at counter undercover work.
So when you walk in and she notices you, Lauren turns to you as a group and says, "No one else will tell you this, but we're all kind of disappointed you let the Colossus escape. Are you ready to clean up your mess?"
Escape? We were.
We
You.
put it exactly where we wanted it.
Well, we wanted to try and talk it down, but then the king was like, I'm going to send it to the.
Delph like
Dreamy.
holds up a hand to just like, "We're in a bit of a hurry today, constables."
Aren't we always?
Lauren moves over to begin studying a map on the table nearby. "This is Lauren Seinberg, Director of Infiltration. Lauren, the constables."
Charmed, I'm sure.
Nope.
Delph puts a hand to the side of his mouth as if speaking in confidence and whispered, "She doesn't care much about your names."
Cool. I don't care about hers.
Smiling again, Delph continues, "I figure you got about 5 minutes before she's ready to teleport us to Slate. Courage is waiting to take us to the main headquarters. We're meeting with the Lord Inspector, a few others, to plan this mission. But I imagine before sunset you'll be in Bear."
Ah, so Lord Inspector and Lady Inspectress are different titles. I knew it.
The workings of your mind are
I-
fascinating.
I believe Delft is referring to Lord Viscount Inspector Nigel Prince Hill.
Yes. Yes.
I'm sorry, what's Lauren's title?
Chief
Seinberg.
Chief Infiltrator.
Chief Infiltrator.
Should probably put that in her notes. Doo-doo-doo.
Chief bitch.
I'm trying to figure out if the Seinbergs is a show about an 80s
sorry.
family about nothing.
Director of Infiltration. Delft reaches into his inner coat pocket and pulls out what appears to be a newspaper clipping that he passes across the table to you.
Ooh, who wants to read it?
I've been trying to learn how to read a bit better. If you want.
Bruce Shantis is a new secret
Jack is such a dick.
Let Elfairy read. Let the bird read. Leave Birdie alone.
All right, fine.
Russ bringing bad news to bear.
Never mind, this was a mistake, Jackie. Read it.
Nope, too busy smoking.
All right, fair enough.
Russ Shantis has a new secret plan to improve Bear's industrial competitiveness.
Oh my god.
Five,
I'm
Hey!
sorry.
five gold
Look,
says
Hey,
And then
can we
pretend
let Shrubbles read it?
Troubles is great at reading.
Shrubbles is top tier reader. Does
Troubles
voices and
teaching me
everything.
How to read.
Bruce Shantis has new screenplay to improve.
Shrubbles actually has a side business doing audiobooks. Shrubbles invented audiobooks.
Troubles is actually Wayne June. Troubles like stumbles into the bit. The Temple by H.P. Lovecraft.
Inspired by real-world events at the Temple of Apet.
Okay, so James will now read it, and you
Thank
pretend
you.
whoever you want to pretend is reading it.
I said we have to leave in 5 minutes, didn't I?
H.P. Lovecraft exists in this world, and it's just a reporter.
Bruce Shantis has a new secret plan to improve Bear's industrial competitiveness, say reliable sources in the army. This plan is to hand over leadership of our military research to a gnome named Tinker Odiog?
Oddcog.
Odiog?
Oddcog.
Oh, Oddcog. Okay, sorry. It's. I gotta zoom in a little bit because that C looks like an E.
It's super tiny on my screen, too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Said to be a genius with machines, but our investigation shows that this gnome might have dangerous connections that could spell trouble for our nation.
Is that better?
On the 15th of spring, the ship Sure Thing departed from the Surrey city of Flint, and it arrived in Skobreja on the 21st of spring. Witnesses report seeing the gnome at the palace as early as the 26th, traveling in the company of the Enforcer of Freedom, Glacia Evera, who is currently acting as the extemporary Judge Nakard Quarter.
Extemporaneous.
Thank you. It's cut and a brain not good.
Bird brain.
I'm getting in character, all right?
That's what we're
James,
calling it
it's now the
nowadays.
background, in case you didn't notice.
Oh, yeah, that helps.
It's a little bit easier.
It doesn't change the fact that word was split in half, though.
OUS is on the next line.
Yeah. The gnome has not appeared publicly since, but sources report him visiting several military installations over the past 2 months, including the Dramalio shipyard and the foundries in Pura Quarter. By all accounts, the gnome's visit yielded marked improvements in the functioning of those facilities, production machinery, and word is that the gnome can magically speak to technology.
Interested?
So what worries us? Astute readers might have noticed that the date Mr. Oddcog's departure from Flint was the same day as the release of the giant metal creation that rampaged through the city. Moreover, before that day, Tinker Oddcog had not been seen since nearly 10 years earlier, and that last appearance was marred by the disasters that included the deaths of 2 coworkers. One was crushed by a crane that witnesses said came alive and moved on its own, and the other was a victim of an unlikely train derailment that killed 20. While we will not posit the gnome is bad luck, for it is against the spirit of our glorious revolution to indulge in such superstition, we intend to keep the investigating of this gnome for evidence of malice and negligence. As other recent stories have reported, members of the Surrey military claim that rampaging metal colossus was the work of a conspiracy posed as legitimate military activities endorsed by the King of Rasur. Might the gnome be attempting a similar subversion in our own nation? Unfortunately, we are unable to contact Mr. Oddcog for interview, as the Bruce is keeping his location and movements a state secret. We sent a request to Bruce's summer court, but at last report, our messenger is 1,465th in line for an audience. Melissa Emery, freelancer. This Melissa is really giving me James J. Jonah vibes.
J. Jonah Jameson.
Whatever. JJJ vibes.
3J names.
JJ.
Yes.
JJJ.
Anybody else more interested in the recipe for orc flesh and man flesh?
I want pictures of gnome man. Spider gnome? Nah, fuck it.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Can you put that in the Discord so I can print it out and add it to my conspiracy board, which has been lacking for a while?
I need to print out your conspiracy board for myself. Barry's more invested now.
Just come share my conspiracy board.
The image.
Oh, I mean, I'm sharing in spirit. Periodically, you need to take some pictures, and I will make mine look like yours.
Okay.
First, I need to get a conspiracy board.
I did not own this before I decided to create a conspiracy board. Like, I bought this for this purpose.
Question: would it be weirder if you didn't, though?
Have a cork board?
Would it be
Corkboard.
a cork board and red string?
Dude,
it's yarn.
Dude, I knit. There is so much red string in this house.
Also, Chris, what do you have a cork board for?
D&D.
Conspiracy board.
Conspiracies.
I honestly
I
don't
have, like-
remember where I got it. Actually, I think I left it at Avani's place, now that I think about it.
I have a corkboard that's like this tall, so it's not really practical for doing
We
conspiracy.
do have a
for,
corkboard
like-
wall for Polaroids, though.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Fair enough on that.
Also,
I just think of whiteboards as like the thing.
Fair. I need to redo my cork board because my cat has scratched at it because he thinks it's a scratching post and has ripped some stuff down. So I'm wondering if maybe that's part of the conspiracy. My cat's in on
It
it.
is, for sure.
All right.
But is the cat trying to obfuscate it or trying to reveal something?
I think he's trying to help me because I think he loves me. But maybe he's an asshole. I don't know.
It could be that the cat loves you, but is trying to hide the secrets from you to protect you.
Fair.
As you finish reading the article, Delft says, "This is published a few hours ago in Sea Bresia. We've had word that we've had the word out looking for this gnome Tinker, and a Baron contact got this to one of our agents. A few spells later, and I have a copy here. I wouldn't be surprised if the Ob have their hands on a copy too, though. Constables, we've been spending the last 2 months cleaning up our own house, and it's good to feel safe. Safe. We don't have any more traitors or secret plots in our midst." He wraps his cane against the wood of his desk. "But this is our first real chance to figure out what the hell they're planning to do with that 300-foot tall wind-up toy. Tinker Oddcog helped build that thing, and when everything went crazy, he didn't run to the Ob, he ran away. I hope that means he might be willing to talk, but we're going to need to find him before they do. Now grab anything you need from the quartermaster and be back here in 5. Anything you need later will ship express delivery."
Koku, you didn't tell me you could talk to gnomes.
I can talk to everyone.
I can talk to a machine too. You don't hear me bragging about it.
You get a stipend of 1,600.
Ooh. How much are potions? Actually, can we buy potions other than minor potions?
Yes, the price is on the Discord.
Okay.
It's pinned, I believe.
I remember the scrolls were. I didn't realize the...
I think the potions...
Nope, just scrolls.
Oh. Well, that should follow the same logic, I think.
Oh, yeah, because
Fair.
Cure Wounds is... Or first level Cure Wounds is 50. Or no, it's not Cure Wounds. It's Healing Potion is 2d4. So
What was the
10
number?
spell levels.
You said 1,400, 1,500?
16.
1,600 is what he said. So it's going to be 50 gold for a basic healing potion?
Yes.
Cool. I'll get 10.
Let's see. How much is acid?
Hold on. Let me.
Okay, so the
It's worked in the past.
God, I might have to restart my fucking computer. My headset keeps popping in and out.
How much acid can I buy for 1,000?
About
so
2 gallons.
potions you should be able to get up to uncommon, I think.
5 potions. I mean, uncommon would just be what, greater potion?
Yeah.
It'd be the 4d4 plus 4.
And we'll match it with potion.
Second and third level are uncommon, so
Okay. So healing and greater healing. Yeah.
Okay.
Can we buy other common and uncommon potions?
Yes, we'll say
not potions of invisibility. I don't know what their rarity is, but I know that those are.
oh yeah, some in particular do have restrictions on them.
Yeah, potions of invisibility are very rare anyway.
Okay.
Gotcha. I couldn't remember the rarity. I just remember that they're illegal.
It's not a super long list. Uncommon is water breathing, resistance of each of the things, hill giant strength, growth, greater healing, fire breath, animal friendship, advantage, love potion, oil of slipperiness, and that's it from the D&D.
Okay. Yeah, those all sound pretty.
You were a little
okay.
faster than I could write, but I could just look it up in magic items, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
RV
here.
tools.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm on.
Yeah.
Put you a link. They'll have it for you. You can just search by potion.
Cool.
So let's say 200 for a common and 600 for an uncommon.
Okay,
The
with the exception of
non-healing
healing being 50.
Right.
Because
Healing
that's-
potions are 50.
Yeah. That's why I buy 10. I buy them in bulk.
How much are greater healing then? Is that going to be 600?
Greater healing. Let's say 400.
Okay.
Let me canonize this by putting it in the Discord.
I am much more prepared to heal now. I will admit that I completely forgot about second level healing spirit spell. It's pretty good when you have 20 wisdom. I'm gonna buy. I don't know. I don't know how much money I have. 741. Oh, also, I should have mentioned this. I bought some sending stones. I bought 2 pairs.
Mm-hmm.
I should have mentioned while we were going over the magic item stuff. You said we got 1,600 gold.
Yes.
I will buy 2 potions of greater healing and 4 potions of healing. That should be 1,000 gold. Yeah.
Oh, an acid vial is only 25 gold pieces. That's pretty good.
One more.
I'm going to be AFK for one moment. I'll be right back.
Okay.
And I'll pin that. Back. Drop my clipboard. Okay.
On clipboard.
So yeah, anything that you'd be able to get from the quartermaster within reason.
Okay, how did you guys look up potion on this thingy?
I actually haven't.
I typed in potion.
Did his link not take?
It shows me everything, so I got confused.
Ah.
Okay, I think I found it.
Yeah. So
What's this?
okay, yeah. So if you type in at the top the filter,
Yeah, I found it actually. Potion, common, uncommon, save.
all right, I'm gonna run and feed Chucky real quick while you guys figure this stuff out.
Cool. My food should be showing up like right now.
Okay.
Just in time for Carter to get back.
We're taking this all break.
All right.
Well, I guess we can talk, but
Did I miss anything?
No.
Cool.
No,
I just
but I gotta run out to the mailbox.
Goodbye, everyone.
I'm here.
Where are your keys?
Oh, hooray!
Connected to my purse out there, I think. Or hanging up, one or the other.
I have returned, but I will be muting myself frequently. Because I'm going to be slurping noodles. Slurping some nudes, as they say.
Gross.
No, they don't.
Is that the name of your new rap single? If so, I would consider a different career. So, is 232 vials of acid too many vials of acid?
Never.
Yes.
Nope.
Volume. You got to consider how you're going to carry it.
Yeah, I don't actually have a
Koku's strong as shit.
bag of holding there.
No, again, it wasn't the weight, it's the volume.
I cannot, for the life of me, find any of my post-it notes, and I used to have an absolute metric fuck ton of post-it notes in here.
A vial of acid is 1 pound? It's a pound of acid? That's so much acid.
A
You
gallon.
got to fill up like a whole 5-foot
Pound.
square with it, basically.
You don't fill the 5-foot square, it just splashes.
It's got to hit a significant portion of it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, a gallon of water or a gallon of milk is essentially 8 pounds. So, water
It's almost
is
a gallon of oil.
yeah, water is dense.
Or- Not oil, acid.
It's 1/8. So, I mean, my brain
It's
is
a
completely
pint?
fried. It's a yeah.
Pint. I mean, a pint of acid? That's a lot.
Right, and it's a pound.
That is a lot.
That's how, well, okay, but also it's a glass container, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it says vial.
But if it were acid, it would have to be glass, wouldn't it?
It depends on the type of acid.
I'm just saying most acids I would put in glass over anything else.
Potion of climbing is the only other common potion besides potion of healing.
I'm seeing Potion of Comprehension and Potion of Watchful Rest as well.
Those are both
But
from
those are
Dungeon
both-
of the Mad Mage.
Yeah.
Neat.
Though, interestingly, other potions are listed as no weight, but the Potion of Healing,
Yeah.
only the common version, is a half pound.
Yeah. Well, it's also
Everything
the
else-
only potion in the
Player's
player's handbook.
A half a pound?
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean-
it's a half pound, but everything else is listed as weight dash. Or rather, in the books, it just has no listed weight.
The
Right.
love potion probably has restrictions on it.
Yeah,
Like you would probably
probably.
need specific forms to get that from a quartermaster.
that's probably a good thing.
That's fine. I have a spell for that.
Potion of
Yeah,
poison.
I don't think we want that anyway.
Potion of poison is restricted, but you guys would be able to.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
funny, though. If the creature is of a species and gender you are normally attracted to, you regard it as your true love while you're charmed. That being the next time you see a creature within 10 minutes after drinking the potion.
You become charmed by it.
Yeah.
Yes, that's why it was Shenanigans Ahoy with Scanlan Shorthold. Critical Role. Near the end of campaign 1, one of the characters decided it would be funny to slip it into his drink, and because he is just pansexual as fuck.
Into his own drink?
No, he put it in Scanlan's.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, I thought it was Scanlan putting it into his own drink.
Vax put it in Scanlan's, and then it was just a die roll to see which of the members of the party he decided was his true love. And it was Percy.
Yeah,
and he tried to share with Vex, and that did not go well.
I couldn't get any of the keys on your carabiner to work.
All right.
It's the teeny
Have
tiny
you
little
guys
circular one?
finished your shopping?
But there wasn't a gold.
One second. Let me just. What is this potion of advantage? Neat.
Oh yeah,
The one
that's
with your
from.
multi-tool on it.
Oh, the Wild Beyond the Witchlight. Yeah, I haven't seen either.
I grabbed keys. Didn't know you kept 2 sets.
Yeah.
It's pretty dope.
Are we on the air again?
We've been on the air.
Oh.
Yeah, we didn't actually go to break.
Potion of Growth actually do
They're on the table.
Enlarge, reduce, no concentration.
for 1d4 hours.
Yeah.
I need to look at what Enlarge does in this edition.
I think it just adds a d4 to your.
Well, then while you guys do that, I'll go back and.
I mean, it increases your size.
Well, yeah,
category.
add your status category.
I'm trying to move things along.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I can look at this stuff later.
I think I've got everything I wanted. I just need to do one last look through the potions.
If you're okay with me saying Koku goes and gets some stuff, and I'll just do this off air.
Yeah, that should be fine.
Cool.
I trust you to not. I don't think there even be a chance to metagame anything at this point.
Koku throws a love potion at the BBG.
Directly into its throat.
Yeah.
I
mean, the general idea here is you are being whisked away for a mission without
Yes.
Yeah.
being able to prepare for it. But all right.
Yeah, it's probably going to be just healing potions and acid, but
I really thought you were going to stop before the id of that word.
healing potions and ass. That's the name of my funk rock band.
Can I try a nibble of their dark chocolate?
Lauren
Can I try a nibble of their dark
leads
chocolate?
the party as well as Silver Delft to the oh no, this is okay. After you guys return from Quartermaster, she puts the finishing touches on the teleportation spell she's been working on, and Delph's office disappears and is replaced with what appears to be a fortified bunker of some sort. There's no windows.
Great.
And several guards standing around you.
Are we sure we trust this woman?
I guess.
I mean, it's
We
too late
don't have
now,
a choice. Yeah.
but
If not, we'll just kill her.
Well, we have to get out of this bunker first.
It's never stopped us before.
So you arrive, there are guards surrounding you and a permanent circle on the floor. The guards step forward, seem to recognize Lauren, who says, "They're with me."
Oh, she came with us. Okay.
Yes, you, Lauren, Delft, and you all are there. The guards seem to stand down. You hear a few mutterings, perhaps, of the heroes that stopped the Colossus. Wow, it's really them.
Yep.
They're on official duty. Let them by.
Shit.
And you step out onto the streets of Slate. So I don't think any of you have. Maybe Jack, possibly, would have a reason to have visited Slate in the past.
Yeah, probably.
But Slate is actually the capital city of Rusir, where the king resides, and things actually seem a little bit more laid back here in Slate than in Flint. In Flint, you have so much industry happening and so many people crammed into.
Did you mean in Flint?
Or sorry, in Flint, you have so much industry going on and so many people crammed into a small space and quarters and everything. Despite being the capital, things are a little more spread out here. You can see 6 antique castles that sit along the inside bend of the west bank of the river. And down across from it, up on a hill, kind of overlooking the rest of the city, is where the king's residence, the Thorfield Palace, sits. You emerge in the Benhamin Academy, Slate's foremost martial school, which straddles the North River of the city center. There's a military barracks and a small base of river warships that help protect the city. Not that it's been attacked in several 100 years. Let me go ahead and... Don't have a map of the city, but you can at least see where it is on the world map.
Okay, that means we're probably not going to have to do a murder investigation here.
I know what I think we're doing here. I've had bear question mark next to one of those prophecies for since the beginning.
And Delft also straight up told us that we were going to end up in bear by the end of the day. And also there was the whole news article from the last thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
There were giant footprints in bear in the Anthras Mountains heading towards Siobriga. So there's obviously another born somewhere.
After you have a few moments to kind of take in the sights immediately around you, a carriage pulls up, and Lauren says, "This should be our ride," and hops in.
Get in, I guess.
Yep, get in the...
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Tip my hat to the driver.
He nods thanks. The carriage rattles across a bridge, passes 2 castles, and then stops at the gated compound of the National RHC headquarters. You're led inside to an ornate conference room where the head of the RHC, Lord Inspector Nigel Prince Hill, awaits.
Lord Viscount Inspector.
Indeed.
I looked at it like 4 seconds ago. Is the only reason I remember.
Yeah, for whatever reason they omit the Viscount in this blurb here.
Wow, rude. He earned that title probably.
I
Probably
remember
not.
this guy. He seemed nice.
Yeah, he is nice, or he has been nice to you in the past.
Mhm.
Waiting with him is oops.
It's a very powerful mage.
Principal Minister Harkover Lee.
Yeah.
It popped up the notes, and the first thing that it says is "very powerful mage," all caps.
Oh. Yeah, I guess I need to have the picture selected first.
How do you do? I am Ricardo Montalban with soulless black orbs.
Constables, I appreciate you coming on such short notice. I believe you've had the pleasure of meeting Harkover Lee.
Yep.
Yes, several times. Pleasure seeing
Pleasure
you.
indeed.
Harkover nods his head. Well, let's get straight to business. I believe time is of the essence here.
Apparently.
We have just received word that Tinker Oddcog has been spied in the capital of Bear, Seabrosia. We have reason to believe that the Obscurati will be wanting to reacquire this man, as we had been able to suss out that he had been working for them on the project in Flint for several years at least. And if he's gone rogue and under the protection of the Bruce of Bear, then that means that he is probably not working for the Obscurati, which gives us an opportunity to find out what he knows about them.
Every single time any of us says the name of the capital city of Bear, it completely changes. So my headcanon is that it's one of those words that just sounds very different in different accents. Like every dialect says it differently.
I usually try to say Seobresia, but sometimes I throw an extra syllable in there.
See, Brigga.
Seobresia.
SEO Brig A.
Many of the culture and the accent inspiration in general for Bear is kind of Spanish or Latino in nature. So I'm not entirely sure if that has any influence over that pronunciation, but
Not really. We're pronouncing the I like E, so it's the only Spanish pronunciation difference I really know.
oh,
O is pronounced O.
Oh.
Oh, it's Seobresia.
yes,
The E would be
Seobresia.
pronounced E.
Seobresia.
Seobresia.
Okay, I like that.
Sounds kinda like me.
So, in brief, the mission, we send you to Seobresia. You find Tinker Oddcog, get information he has about the Colossus and the Obscurati, and if possible, recruit him to our efforts. We believe that his talents would be very beneficial to our country.
Of
Maybe we
course,
should
it
have gotten that love filter.
won't be that easy.
Won't be that easy.
Harkover speaks up. We anticipate two main complications. Firstly, the Barons won't want to hand Tinker over if Bruce Chantis already has protection rights on him. He's using his granted power as ruler of the land to protect Tinker from divination at the time. I suspect any hostile action taken against Oddcog would alert the Bruce and might damage relations between our country and his. I think it's smarter to directly petition the Bruce and negotiate a trade rather than waste time trying to find Tinker directly.
Makes sense. The Barons genuinely seem to appreciate direct action.
Indeed. Second, the Obscurati have been searching for Oddcog, we know. Shortly after the newspaper clipping was delivered to the RHC, our spies reported a Denoran warship, the Lu Prophetesque, had docked in Seobrija the day before. I believe you might recognize the name of this ship.
Sounds familiar.
I don't have a great memory.
For ships.
Oh, for ships, I would, but
Ilferi remembers that this is Liagier's ship.
okay.
Mhm.
I don't
Lovely.
think I remember it being given a name when she was on it last time.
It was.
Okay,
But
well,
that's fine.
James is dumb. That's all. James is always in character for dumb character.
It was the same ship that she was on when meeting you at the Axis Island in Adventure 1, and also was the ship that she arrived in Flint for the dinner last adventure.
And presumably her wedding, but
That
a little bit of awkward tension there.
Yeah.
Our king got left at the altar.
After we finish this, we should run through this game again, but just murder Laya in Adventure 1 and roll
Yes.
credits.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think she's actually done anything wrong yet. Other than cutting off my hand, right? That's horrible.
Yeah, it's
She's
like,
not anything wrong.
sorry.
yet.
Cutting off my hand and killing me.
wow,
I-
how hard are you standing for Laya Gier? It's like,
I mean, Mina also kind of blames her, if not directly, tangentially
done
for
anything.
the murder of her mother.
I don't think she's done anything actually Obscurati related, I should say.
Murder of my mother. Don't really care about the obscurati part of it.
Yeah, Ilferi also doesn't like her because she killed him.
Guys, I don't
At
like
least
her,
you came back.
but I am in love with her, and I died for my queen.
You never
Maybe
forget
mom
your
should
first
have made
hand
a
cutting
deal
off.
with some sort of weird extra planar entity that wants you alive and can read your past and future. Or just past? I don't know. Knows everything about us. She creepy.
Harkover continues. We only have the thinnest ideas of what the hub's resources in Bear might include, but it appears that at the very least they have a head start on us.
When don't they?
And then Delph pipes up.
Delph came
And-
with us?
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I missed that part entirely. Cool, hi.
I didn't. I knew the whole time that they were both here, Chris.
All right.
I
Thank you.
knew she came
I
with
knew he
us.
was
I
here.
didn't think Delph was coming
Yeah.
with us
I-
'cause he's got other shit to do.
I said Delph, Lauren, and you guys go into the teleportation, and then James was confused when I mentioned Laura was there, and I said yes, Delph, Lauren, and you were there, and then now
Sorry.
here we are.
Yeah, I thought she teleported us, like, indirectly. Like, bam, you're gone.
Listen, I'm better than James and I'm worse than Carter.
You would have been
Congratulations.
You would have just been dumped into a city with no idea of where to go.
Technically, it wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah,
exactly.
that's
Yeah,
fine. Which
and those
I
guys
mean,
were totally fawning over us. It would have been
Yeah.
fine.
it's also just about to happen again.
All
Exactly that way.
See, I was just ahead of the curve. I knew where the adventure was going. 'Cause I
Slates
read
for
the no- I
dummies.
read it
Let's head
already.
to Bear.
Delph pipes up. Not to mention
Shit, hi. Wasabi element?
there have been public demonstrations this week. Something called civilized progressive rallies. And there happens to be one today.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds like something I don't like.
Everything sounds like something you don't like, but I'm not familiar with the movement either.
Is anyone here familiar with the history of Bear?
No, I'm not familiar with the history of anything.
Ilferi is from the other side of the world.
growing up
Nina, she's proficient in history. She definitely did a lot of studying. I don't know how much she knows, but she's definitely studied.
I grew up around some bearish folks. I understand.
Yeah, you grew up around the Anthros Mountains, right?
Yeah, Jack's met people from Bear, and his family did business with people from Bear, and
So Jack, you would at the very least know, just from exposure to that kind of life, the basics of Bear was once ruled by the dragon tyrants. About 200 years ago, the last of those dragons was killed. From that point until about 40 years ago, there had just been lawless abandon up till the point that the first Shantis Bruce unified the tribes of Bear under his name. And about 7 years ago, he passed away, leaving the current leader in charge, who took the former leader's name as a title. So
Right.
Bruce Shantis is what he calls his rank.
Right.
But the political climate is something interesting, as Bear kind of is coming to grips with the idea of being civilized and trying to figure out what that means for them.
Yeah, balancing their traditions with being a modern nation, all that fun stuff.
And you have heard that there are demonstrations and protests kind of challenging the rule of law in the pursuit of figuring that out.
Gotcha.
Can I add some role-playing flavor to Bear really quick? Or I want permission to potentially add something that might not be in the books about Bear that has to do with the variants. Because a lot of the variants get hired as not pirates, as sailors. They probably retire in Bear since it's closer to their normal living environment than Flint, or not Flint, but Rasur and Denor would be.
Yeah,
Is it?
and
Is it?
No, I mean it closer in that it's less
not
civilized.
geographically.
Not geographically,
Yeah.
it is closer.
Culturally.
The
I was-
tribalism. and,
I was imagining biome wise,
right.
Yeah.
because it seems like Bear is largely grassland and savanna kind of deal.
But
Based on the map.
I can definitely see it makes sense from the perspective also that Bear is kind of a melting pot of races. The majority of the populace is orc, but there's anything from lizard folk, minotaurs, gnolls, half giants,
All the tough
dragonborn.
races are from Bear.
Well, not just tough races, but
all the ones that we would consider monstrous.
sure.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I think
but I mean also everyone.
Ones that I'm not playing. If I'm not a human, I'm playing that.
right. Well,
Well-
yeah, in a metagame sense, yes. But it makes sense, I think, for a variance to kind of find more acceptance among a melting pot of races versus Reeser, which is mostly humans, Dinar, which is
Yeah.
mostly
No, it makes
tieflings.
sense.
Yeah, and also with the whole Rasur Denor occupying the Yersol archipelago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get
Let's
away
go
Bear
from
is
somewhere
that.
where
more neutral.
people don't have an opinion on us.
Yeah.
Mildly interesting fun fact: Denor is actually mostly humans too. It's 81% human. It's just ruled by tieflings.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I'd forgotten exactly what sort of things.
Humans
Anyway,
are the majority.
Yeah, sorry,
most
wasn't trying to
races.
just derail.
Yeah.
It was just
No, that's cool.
kind of-
I like it.
I like that as we're, giving a primer on where we're gonna be for the rest of this adventure.
What spoilers?
Harkover begins to explain to you. We're actually in the process right now of outfitting your ship with an experimental teleportation beacon using research that we uncovered in the wake of the Gidim incursion. We believe that we should be able to fairly accurately teleport resources to your ship once it arrives in Seobriga. Seobriga? Damn it. What are we saying?
Seobriga.
Seobriga.
Once your ship arrives in Seobriga, we should be able to provide you with any resources that you need. But we will be teleporting you directly there now if it's all the same to you. We'd like to get a head start on this.
I don't have any reason not to go now. I mean, we're already separated from where we would be staying normally. So
I
What
concur.
more teleportation?
Immediate action.
And to that end, we've come up with some resources for you. And he pulls out a scroll case, I guess you could say.
Ooh.
In here, you'll find several scrolls of teleport that you can use to retreat to your ship or back here to Slate or to Flint. And scrolls of sending to communicate in case you need to request any aid. There are 8 scrolls of teleport and 30 scrolls of sending.
Jeez.
Ooh.
Nice.
Damn.
On Bear's population breakdown, most of the countries have an other category in their common races of like 3%, 2%, 4%. Bear's is 17% other.
1% birds.
Yeah. Presumably some percent of that is human and halfling and just about anything. So that's
I like
neat.
humans being other.
I mean, I like humans being not there, but that's because I'm the only remaining fan of Lorwyn.
I
also like-
I put
I like
Lorwyn
Lorwyn-
as one of my, like, when they do the surveys, I always put Lorwyn.
I like
never got
Lorwyn.
to
I wish
play
I was
Lorwyn.
playing at the time.
Yeah. It was the set that came out right before I started playing.
Yeah.
But
I really like it.
I love the flavor of it, and I'd love to see
I'm
another.
bummed that it got merged with Shadowmoor, so now we can't go back.
Well, yes and no, kinda, sorta.
We don't need to.
We can't.
yeah.
We can
like how
go
they
back.
ruined
As the short-
Tarkir.
Well, you can also do side
we can
sets
actually
with stuff.
but also we canonically can actually go back to Lorwyn.
Yeah. Anyway,
it's complicated. We don't need to get into it now.
Nigel Prince Hill says, we've set up a meeting with Bracken of Hafanita, who I believe you're acquainted with, as a chance for you to get an audience with the Bruce.
Indeed.
Once you arrive in the city, you'll make contact with Bracken. He will escort you to the Bruce's summer court, where you can begin negotiations to meet and hopefully recruit Tinker Oddcog.
All right.
Sounds
You got a plan.
straightforward.
And one last thing I'd look into is this journalist, Melissa Amari. She obviously knows more about Tinker Oddcog than we do, even if her, by the sound of her writing, seems like she has a different agenda, but it might be worth popping by to see if she knows anything more than what she's written. It'll probably be a challenge to get access to the military facilities mentioned in the article, but hopefully you can at least get her information. With that, I think we're more or less ready for you to depart. Unless you had any last questions.
Nope.
Not unless you can tell us anything. Is there anything that we should know about the Bruce? Unfortunately, we are not trained as diplomats, and so information you could give us in that regard could be helpful.
It's another reason why we're hoping that you can make contact with Bracken of Hafanita. He is our ambassador, and it should be his job to intervene in matters like this. The Bruce
Sounds
himself is some haven't been fully confident in his rule as of late, but he is not a bad ruler, I wouldn't say. He likes to play games, I've heard, and sometimes gets a little distracted from the point, but I think he is a good man.
That'll work.
I mean, what race is he?
Minotaur.
I don't see why that matters.
Can.
Yeah, cultural touchstones and stuff.
What if he's psychic too?
Psychic cows.
Oh,
I was like,
racist.
I can show you a picture.
Yeah,
The world?
he looks cool. His picture's in the book.
Oh, cool.
Bruce
And I'm
Shank.
sorry, who Apophonita? I missed the first part of the name.
Oh, we're meeting
Bracken.
with, yeah, the guy that we met before.
The guy whose name is practically bovine.
That's
He's
Bracken.
got
Oh.
heifer in
Oh,
his name.
Heffa, that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bovine.
Yep. Bracken of cow, and he's a cow.
Bruce.
Got it.
Also, every single time you say Bruce, I hear Bruce Tarl.
Yeah, he's got the whole like comp head back.
Yeah.
Almost
He's
got
got
like
that cool looking crown. I love that crown.
Yeah, I do love that crown. He's almost Tauran-esque in his energy.
Nerd.
What race was the last one?
Hey, I like minotaurs in the different ways we draw them, okay?
Sorry. What race was the original Bruce? Was he a dragonborn?
No, I believe he was an orc.
Okay. The crown kind of looks like dragonborn horns.
Well, they are ruling in a kingdom that used to be ruled by dragons.
4 decades ago, an orc warlord, Verde Bruce. Yep.
Quick question. And this is Catherine, not me asking. What's the name of the chapter we're in?
Revelations from the mouth of a madman.
Ooh, that's fun. Okay.
Didn't we already do this? I feel like we had revelations from the mouth of a madman a couple of
That was
times.
revelations from the mouth of a sane old mentor.
Who
Very
is going to
different.
die?
What?
All right, I
Oh,
think
no, Kitten
we
wants
can
to
take a break
play.
here.
Cool.
Okay.
I just realized there's a couple NPCs that are on the hidden list that were never revealed part of the last chapter.
I'm gonna go get some water.
All right, we'll be back in a few minutes.
Night out, boys.
Hello, we're back after an extended break.
We got planning to do.
So, with that, the rest of the group steps back. Harkover Lee starts casting a spell. Very similar to the last time, about 20 minutes ago or so in game time.
Teleportation circle.
Conference room around you is suddenly replaced with a very lively crowd of people surrounding you. Bear's teleportation beacon is not as heavily defended as the one in Shale. Slate? Wow.
What's the
Rough
immediate? What's the immediate temperature difference?
Yeah, Reeser is like a wet heat, and it is just immediately you feel your skin drying out, very dry heat as in almost.
We're all gonna wake up with sore throats in the morning. Just
But immediately upon getting there, it's very all of the sweat that's just collecting around you just evaporates off instantly.
I don't know if birds sweat. I should look that up.
This would be so satisfying if I had skin.
ooh, look, condensation, and it's gone.
Do
There
birds
is
sweat? No.
a simple gazebo-like pavilion surrounding the teleportation circle and one bored-looking guard. Further out from there, you see a wide variety of people. As we discussed earlier, there are a lot of orcs, but in addition to that, there's many goblins, minotaurs, kobolds, dragonborn, Avarians, lizard folk, all mingling about, all seeming to be what's the word? Very animated right now. There's seems to be everybody seems to have different colored flags. As they're chanting, singing protest songs, and waving these flags. Many of them are white flags, but there's also a mix of red and yellow and blue. And around the edges of this city courtyard, there's tables set up with groups of people around them and people behind the tables handing out flags.
Can I grab a flag?
Jack is praying she doesn't grab a flag.
Just take one from somebody, or
You said some people were handing them out.
oh yeah, at the edge of the
That's where we
corridor. So
are.
it would take some effort to get over there. Not to say that you
You're
can't,
agents
but
of a foreign power. We shouldn't. Jack actually looked at.
It's for my scrapbook.
We are agents of a foreign power. We should not get involved in this.
as
For my
Mina, what team are we on?
as people
Scrapbook.
around you notice that you've arrived, some of them actually they're like, "Hey, foreigners, come join in our great protest. We are demonstrating our grievances against those in power over us. We are no longer serving under the oppression of the Dragon Lords.
Oh, hell yeah. I grabbed as many flags as I can carry.
Who's the problem now, Jack?
There's
Wait for it.
there's a mix of people wearing wigs and hoop skirts and fashions that were popular in Denor maybe 10 years ago.
So it's not like different political parties. It is just celebrating
Diversity.
their freedom.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, I do want to know more about the
Because then
flags.
Jack doesn't have a
Yeah.
problem with that. I thought it was.
Let me
different
finish
political
describing the
parties.
scene.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's Minotaur and half giant students wearing frilly white collars near a herd of orc women in hoop skirts that pump axes in the air to the beat of a protest song. Large swaths of orc men shout to other orcs in a harsh language that you don't understand.
I speak Orcish.
Oh, well, that Jack understands.
Yeah, I'm the pedant now.
Dago off the roofs around the edges of the square, crooning out songs and painting vibrant murals on the walls of buildings that were built for the architecture here is massive. These are old buildings, and all that you can assume is that they were built to accommodate dragons. Very long, like squattish buildings that would have to hold a very large creature, with spires rising for them to perch upon. All right. So yes, people are shouting for you to join in their protest. They've taken a liking to you immediately. They seem very welcoming.
Honestly, it's kind of nice not sticking out like a sore thumb.
Would I know if this is a holiday or?
No, this is protest.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was actually, I think this was the thing that we were told was going on, and No Fairy's like, that sounds like something I hate. And it's not at all. Like something about progress, right?
Yes.
Something progressives.
Yeah. But No Fairy heard progress,
Damn,
it was
there
thinking
is
like
a
industrial progress.
Nat. Oh yeah. Sure.
Is Bracken anywhere around?
I was actually thinking about Damata Griento.
So
It'd be a wild coincidence
not-
if Damata just happened to be here.
you do
Oh,
not
hey
see
guys, what's up?
you do not see either of them nearby. Mina, if you're just immediately beelining for one of the tables.
The Fairy is too.
Okay.
Hold on, might as well ask about the only other person we know in Bear. Is Wolfgang von Recklinghausen here?
No, he is not
Okay.
here.
He'd be easy to pick out from the crowd.
So Mina and Ilferi like take this all in, see that there are flags being given off to the side, and just like start making their way over that way.
Ooh, I can't wait to fashion a sash out of one.
Remind me, we were told that the plan was to meet Bracken. Were we given any more detail than that?
No. You
course
were
not.
told that you were meant to meet with him upon arrival.
Okay, I'm going to, while they're making their way over to the flags, I'm going to go to the board-looking guard.
I will go with her.
Oh yeah, Ilferi does have locate person prepared, so
Okay.
if someone
were-
reminds me, I'll cast it.
All right.
We were expecting to meet someone here.
Don't know what to tell you.
Is it possible they've been delayed by the protests? Has someone been here before us?
Yeah, they're probably delayed. There's a lot of traffic, a lot of people wandering about. I'd say if you're missing somebody, just stay put and they'll find you.
I have a
Were
feeling
you-
that's what you say to everyone.
Were you aware of our incoming arrival?
He shrugs. I don't know. I think I heard something about it earlier. I'm
I say to him in Orcish, politics, huh?
I'm just gonna jump over to Tilferi and Mina for a moment.
Flags.
So you kind of like squeeze your way to the front where there's this table, where there seems to be like a scholarly looking individual manning the table, and is holding a clipboard. And as you come up, says, "All right, what are your grievances?"
What grievances are there to choose from? It seems like there's teams over here.
Foreigners. Yes. We are displaying our right to protest. We are organized by the Panoply, where we will be taking using the flags to symbolize our grievances with the government. Here we have the black flags protesting poverty, red for violence, corruption yellow. The white flags are for apathy of officials.
Are there any pride flags flying around? Because that's what this sounds like it should be.
Yellow, please.
They take a yellow flag and hand it to you. Name.
Thank you. Liagier.
All right, thank you, Monsieur. Enjoy your protest.
Thank you.
Yellow was corruption, red was violence, black was poverty, white was apathy.
Apathy. Yep.
Were there any other colors?
Those are the ones that I have.
Okay, well.
Or make
you
your
give me
own.
If you give me another color, then I can come up with what it stands for.
We had lavender to protest flagging education reform, but we're out of those.
No, I'll just take a yellow one.
If you have a different color or a different grievance, then we can come up with something.
Man, I want another grievance. I just can't think of one off the top of my head like this. They're all so good.
Too many trains.
Too many trains.
And
That
I want it to
flag
be gold gray.
That flag is just leaves.
Yeah, it's a green flag for like the druidic
Anti-Progress League.
Yeah, exactly.
That
Dapple.
doesn't quite fit Ilferi anymore. People are going about it the wrong way, but no, yellow's fine.
All
We
right.
need trains made out of trees.
So as Jack and Koku are trying to get any sort of information about this board guard, a man in uniform steps up. You there? Did you just teleport in?
Yeah.
Yes.
I need you to come with me right away.
Who might you be, sir?
Officer Rochero Abermurto.
Yes, and on whose authority are we moving?
On the authority of Glaucia Evora.
Do we recognize that name?
It was in the article.
Okay.
Is in the article as I need to find the article.
God Damn this gnat!
That was letter from. No, that wasn't letter. It was.
Where is the article? It's not under news.
Oh, I think it's in player handouts. It is news. It's also a player note.
Oh, new summer 1 AOV under player notes.
Yes.
And what was the name that we were told?
Oh,
Or what was the name that? was just
Glacia
introduced?
Evora. The
traveling in the company.
extemporaneous.
Yes. Acting as extemporaneous judge in the quarter. Enforcer of freedom.
Peacekeeper.
I will return a barren salute to him out of respect and say, just let us gather our companions.
We were expecting to meet with someone else.
Yes, I presume you mean Bracken of Heffanita. He's been taken
Correct.
into custody, and that's why we require you to come with us.
No! Oh no!
Lovely.
I see.
A half-giant, or a bunch of the crowd near you, like, sees that you're being harassed by the police, and like, hey! Let them go! They're trying to help us protest! You can't step on our rights. It's our right to have them join us in displaying our rights.
The government wants to line their pockets more than they care about the people!
Elferi!
Hey,
Revolution!
Already on my way back.
no, not you. I'm yelling at O'Ferry because he's trying to start.
Kogu is going to address the crowd. It's okay. They're just taking us to a meeting.
That we came here for.
Yeah, I'll say once again in native language. We go of our own will to make the world better.
A half-giant man steps up to you. You, of course, you're free to do as you will in this country as you're visiting. If you need any guidance while here, my name is Rodrigo and Thrasio. I'll be in town all day. If you need any help, come find me.
We appreciate
thanks.
it.
Should be easy to spot.
He laughs as he
Uh,
stands back to his full height.
Yeah. Coming from like the
Never heard
shortest
that
person-
one before.
Coming from the shortest person in the party, I'm like 5 foot even.
All right, so are you guys going with the officer?
Yeah, we'll see what this is. Our
Yeah.
cow friend has been
Yeah, I know.
arrested.
Yeah, we have no reason to resist at this point.
Oh, I lied. I'm 4'10", not 5 foot. I'm short. For short.
I think I made Koku tall. I don't actually remember.
I think you did. I think that she's like
7 feet.
6'10" or something like that.
Yeah, she's like Undertaker height.
Oh, I don't have it written in D&D Beyond. I'm gonna have to find it.
Are there? Is there a flag that like the majority of the Avarians are waving compared to? I don't know.
Don't think
Um,
for yourself, kid. Just follow the herd.
No, I'm just curious. Like, if there's a grievance that the Avarians are kind of uniting behind.
So they would probably be interested in the red for violence because they are just by nature a very non-violent people in a traditionally violent country.
Mhm.
So I could definitely see that. The overwhelming majority of the flags, even Avarians included, are the white flags for apathy.
Mhm.
God damn it! Stupid bug.
Oh, you should get what my old roommate got. He got this gun that shoots salt to kill flies and stuff,
Huh.
but without like slapping things.
A gun that shoots salt. Got
Yeah.
it. I'll put that on my Amazon wish list.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Shoot like one salt crystal at a time.
No, it shoots like it's like a burst of salt.
Shotgun.
Yeah, it's like a shotgun of salt.
Yeah, it's just like when you put when you fill a shotgun full of rock salt to keep kids off your lawn.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Or demons out of your house.
Honestly, I do kind of want a shotgun with rock salt in it.
it's hey, if you
It's
live
a
in the mountains,
multi-purpose tool.
if you live in the mountains, that's how you keep kids off your lawn.
It
Anyway,
is.
Also a good bear deterrent.
Chris, do you remember Koku's background feature? Because I feel like it might be relevant this adventure. I'll read it out real quick.
Okay.
All eyes on you. Your accent, mannerisms, figures of speech, and perhaps even your appearance all mark you as foreign. Curious glances are directed your way wherever you go,
Yes.
which can be a nuisance, but you also gain the friendly interest of scholars and others intrigued by far-off lands, to say nothing of everyday folk who are eager to hear stories of your homeland. Yeah, I figured that when I saw this one, I was like, oh, that seems relevant to Koku, yeah.
The
You can
fuck is that, bro?
you can parlay this attention into access to people and places you might not otherwise have for you and your traveling companions. Noble lords, scholars, and merchant princes, to name a few, might be interested in hearing about your distant homeland of people.
Yeah.
Basically, I look weird and sometimes people are going to go, ooh, what's that? Say hello.
Yeah.
No, it's a...
Yeah. That's definitely yes. All right. So name of man guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, I am Edmund Man Guy.
There's a
Rochero
name you can trust.
Alberto, also known as Officer Stone.
Come on.
Is it like a rock person?
No,
I can't think of what they're called.
Goliath.
Genasi?
No, Ganassi. Yeah,
he's an orc.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Right, the other person we were talking to was the half giant. Never mind.
Yes, that was Rodrigo and Gracio.
Completely different name.
So, Officer Stone leads you to, where does it describe the building?
Takes you to a nondescript building.
I'm in danger.
Oh, okay. To a courtroom, which is an old building, missing most of its roof and parts of the walls. Once you arrive in the courtroom, you see sitting at the desk at the front what you can only assume is one. Did I move that up here?
One nice heifer.
Jeez.
Oh, here it is. Glaucia Evora.
Oh,
Cool.
No?
Yep. The desk itself is the snout of a dragon skull.
Rad.
Very
The entire face is covered in layers of old candle wax.
Damn, why is this entire country so much cooler than our entire country?
metal as fuck.
Yeah.
It's barbarian town, bitch.
With
Interior
emphasis on the
being-
town, which is what makes it so cool.
The officer who brought you takes you to seats up front. Just sit still. The executor will go over the structure of the trial as we get started.
Are we witnesses or something?
I believe the term is character witness.
Very
Oh, he's
well.
a great guy.
Let
Wait
us
your turn.
wait until we are asked to speak.
So the Glacia Evora has a very severe look on her face. Dressed in judge's livery, gray robes, coppery stole adorned with rearing dragons. The broken chain badge of an Executor de la Libertad shines on her chest, and 6 gold rings adorn one of her ears. She has a plain staff laid across her desk that appears to bear fresh blood stains, and you also notice some fresh blood stains on the ground in front of a cage made of dragon rib cage.
Fuck yeah.
Do these appear to be remnants of a ritual of some kind?
Or they just been beaten bracken.
You can give me a religion or history check.
Religion, not arcana. Okay.
Or I guess Arcana if you're wanting to see if this is any ritual that you recognize.
Yeah, I basically just want to see,
18
hey, is this
history.
some magic stuff?
18 history.
Eight. No, this is not something I recognize. It's
It
some.
is
15
It's a it's a different. If it's a ritual, it's not a form of ritual I've ever seen.
Ilferi, what'd you say?
15 religion.
Okay.
Oh, or 14 religion. Apparently, you rolled twice. 14 was the first one I rolled.
Mina, did you have any interest?
Nope.
Okay. Jack, I think Jack's history check gets it on this. Punishment in Bear is carried out immediately after sentencing. And by the look of this room, you can probably figure out how immediate is. Seems as if there have been other trials here today.
Yep. They don't fuck around and waste time here.
Also, I found Koku's canonical height. She's 7 feet tall.
I was right.
Glacia moves and speaks slowly and deliberately, and she has very piercing blue eyes, which is a fairly unique trait for her race. As the trial seems to be coming to a start, hundreds of people pack their way into the room to watch, shushing each other so that they can hear the proceedings. And after a few moments, you recognize Bracken of Hefenita is led into the room and placed behind the rib cage
Ha.
at the front of the room. Then Glacia proceeds to explain the structure of the proceedings. We have some foreign visitors today, and for that, I will be explaining how we carry about our sentencing and trial procedures in our country. We will ask the plaintiffs to provide their side of the story. The defendant will state his, Then we'll have physical witnesses testify. Then character witnesses may speak. Each group can have a few minutes of discussion and argument without any physical contact or violence, after which I will lay my sentence. I will be using the Ring of Fire in today's proceedings, which should become fairly self-evident shortly. And with that, we will get started. And she calls out, Rulio, please come and stand here. And a orc man steps forward from the bench kind of opposite you all. And Glacia steps out from behind her desk and stands before the orc man, and then kneels on the ground and traces a finger. And as she traces, a line of brimstone appears on the ground. And once
God, I love this country.
Once the circle is complete, the brimstone flashes a red light. Please state your name, she says. Brulio, last name's Min. I don't have a last name for him.
If you'd said that like Strong Bad, I would have bought it.
Then he just burns in the fire forever.
That's
Horrifying.
Please state today's date. And he says, today is the 1st of summer, 501 AOV. And please state today's date falsely. Today is the 536th of spring. And then the red light flares and fire bursts up for a moment, dealing a minor amount of damage. We may proceed, she says. And the orc man proceeds to tell the story that he and his friend were drinking out in the city square near the gazebo. His friend had gotten a bit tipsy and spilled some wine on him. He confronted him, and physical altercation started, and they bumped into Bracken, who was passing by. A fist was flown and accidentally struck Bracken in the confusion, and then Bracken, the Minotaur over there, he shouted out for us to stop, but he did so using mind-altering magic, and everybody lets out a gasp, and the crowd is like, "Oh my gosh! He's not magic. No, he deprived me of my freedom to continue fighting with my friend." And everybody is totally aghast.
I might want to rethink my charm person stuff.
Yeah.
And then Glacia says, "Do you have anything else to add to your testimony?" He says, "No." "All right, you may step down." Circle of fire is broken. He goes and sits down. Boldero surname comes up, similar procedure, ring of fire, name, date, fake date, yada yada. He tells the story almost identically. And once again, when he says, mind-altering magic, everybody loses their minds.
But in a way that isn't like mind control. They just like freely lose their mind.
Yes. And yeah, they each admit that while they, their fight was not necessary, they claim that Bracken's crime is far, far worse than any minor ruckus they may have caused. Foldero also puts in, I once heard that Bracken stared down a bear, and he thinks that he used magic then too. He's a total fraud. And then Bracken is brought forth and put in the circle of fire and asked to give his testimony. He says basically, I was making my way through town, faces passing.
There's countless other ways that could have been
Do you
solved.
believe he was heading downtown?
On my way to meet some colleagues, when these men bumped into me, wine was spilled, and they fell into me. I did not take any offense. I could tell that they were enjoying their freedom of protest, and I after getting struck, I yelled for them to stop. Glaucia, the judge, presses. And, Mr. Huffanita, did you use magic? Bracken glares at her. And then he answers, I did no harm to them. In fact, I'd say I spared them further injury. But yes, I used magic to calm them. Once I had passed, they would have been free to keep fighting. I did not steal their liberty. And the crowd just goes absolutely ballistic. To the point that Glaucia starts hammering her staff on the dragon skull desk. Order! Order! Mr. Bracken, please list for the court what powers you possess. And he begrudgingly says, I have some mind. I have abilities to communicate telepathically, read emotions of those around me, and I can nudge people towards calmness. But it is not forsaking anyone of their free will. Did you leave out any of your abilities? He says, I have only ever used my powers to bring peace. Very well, Mr. Bracken. We'll now hear from the, what do we call them?
Character witnesses?
Physical witnesses?
Character witnesses, what you said.
Physical witnesses first.
Mm-hmm.
People that were there but not part of the...
Yeah. So a pair of witnesses each step up, corroborate the orc story of the fight. They try to, like, one of them is like, and then when he shouted stop, I could feel his power seeping into my mind, controlling me against my will, and like
It gave me a boner.
The fire like flares.
Tried to make me horny.
The fire like flares up for a moment at his like dramatic. Okay, so I didn't feel it at the time, but I could definitely, knowing now what I did know then, know that he was using magic on me to deny me of my free will.
The fire's just confused.
All right, thank you. You may step down. Now we will hear from character witnesses for the defendant. I'm led to understand, foreign dignitaries of some kind who have just arrived to meet with the ambassador. And she gestures towards the group. Yes.
What exactly is the illegal part here?
And like at that, like everybody's like, oh,
I'm not from here!
We apologize for being unfamiliar with your laws and customs, but it would be helpful for us to know the exact crimes of which he is being accused.
What I'm saying is, I don't want to stand up for him if he broke the law, but I do know him, and I will tell you the truth about Anyway.
Glaucia nods. It is a fair question. Mind control is seen as one of the worst possible crimes here in Bear. Stealing someone's freedom is one of the worst things that we who have survived the tragedies of our past can imagine. The dragon tyrants controlled our ancestors as slaves, and now that we have attained freedom, disallowing a citizen of that is one of the worst things imaginable, would you not say?
Yes, but what is your actual legal definition of denying a person's free will? Because, like, I know of people who can charm a person, and they can't force them to do anything they wouldn't do normally, but they can alter their emotions somewhat to be less confrontational. To me, that's not the same thing as denying free will. So what is your legal definition?
What the ambassador did today falls under the perhaps a gray area of the legal definition, but
if there's gray in your legal area, you need to hammer that out.
Maybe we're setting... Oh, man, Ilferi doesn't know the words legal precedent.
We understand that your decision today will carry great weight into the future.
If these men believe that they had their freedom invoked upon, then and it was done with powers outside of the mundane, then it is by definition.
So this is misdemeanor assault. They
is
simply have to feel that their rights were encroached upon.
I don't know what that means.
I'm going to hit you if you feel threatened that you could get me on misdemeanor assault.
Okay, sure. It would be something similar to that.
If you feel threatened, you can technically get me on assault.
Sure.
It does depend on the state. But yeah.
It does. I'm talking very, very, very,
Vaguely.
very vaguely in very tiny terms for our D&D game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fact that it is debatable is why we are holding this court session right now.
Cool. Okay. Now I feel I can proceed.
Do you want to be the first character witness?
Jack will stand up and
Sure.
speak first.
All right. Circle of fire. State your name.
Jack Malone.
State the date.
I don't remember.
First of summer.
It is.
501.
Like Koku's like saying this from the bench, like Jack. Jack's like,
First of summer 501.
and state the date falsely.
It is the 2nd of summer 501.
Fire flares up. You take 1 fire damage.
Ooh.
I can't remember how resistance works with taking 1.
It goes to 0.
It goes to 0.
I actually looked it up recently.
Because it's half rounding down.
There's not a lot of Narrans in the or tieflings in this set.
I can lie all I want.
I mean,
Well,
it'll
I-
still visually.
No, I know. But I won't get any effects.
Now, please state how you know the defendant. Wait,
Yeah, that's right.
dependent.
okay.
We have worked with the defendant for peaceful. What's the word I'm looking for?
At the Peace Summit of
Yeah,
Peace.
we have worked together towards peaceful ends between nations to attempt to stop unnecessary conflict. Resolution, that's what I was looking for, towards peaceful resolutions. In my role specifically as a servant of the land of Risur. While I cannot say to have known the defendant for a long period of my life, I can say that in all of our dealings, he has acted openly, honestly, and with honor and deference, seeking only to allow others to find their own way whilst offering merely advice and pleasant company.
And did you, Jack Malone, know of Bracken of Hefanita's psychic abilities?
I knew of his telepathy. I did not know of his ability to influence beyond that.
Mr. Malone, what is your reason for meeting with Mr. Hefanita today?
We are in Bear to obtain information regarding recent events that have happened in Rasur, and we were to meet with him to further our investigation.
Investigation? So you
Yes.
are investigators?
Indeed.
Fascinating. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, ma'am. I believe I have said all that is relevant.
All right, you may be seated. Does anyone else want to go?
I'll go.
All right. Name, date, fake date.
Legal name or birth name?
Ooh.
The Ring of Fire checks for what you hold true.
Jeremina Peacekeeper. First of summer. 50, what did we say?
501.
501.
501. Third of summer. 501. Haha. Fuck you.
Oh no! Ow!
She says that presumably to the floor.
I do. Honestly, he should have called in the B team for this. I say to Bracken, not to the court. I mean, Serena spoke very highly of you, but that aside.
He shrugs like, what do I mean?
It's just B team spent way more time with him.
Yeah.
I was at a party with the gentleman, and there were party fouls left and right, and he just let them happen. And it was like a really, really big political function. So, like, if he had the ability to take away someone's rights in the way you were saying that he did, I feel like it would have happened then, because it would have made everything that came after so much simpler.
Okay, interesting.
What I'm saying is, I have seen him in high-stakes situations. Granted, he was not struck in that situation, but when you're struck, don't you lash out sometimes?
And how certain are you that he was not using abilities at these times?
I mean, I cannot be 100% certain. I'm just saying that he was completely forthright with us about his abilities in the immediate aftermath of what happened.
How long after you met him did he make you aware of his abilities?
Looking through my notes, I'm like, Mina met him maybe in passing once and then spent the most time at the party with him. Everything else was B team.
Yeah.
So, an hour and a half?
Okay.
I mean, I think I met him once before, like literally in passing, but like, and we were at the same party. Stuff happened for our investigation, and he came across, as he said, he has the ability to get surface thoughts. He knew stuff that was being said wasn't the truth. And he didn't force that person to tell us the truth. He told us that there was subterfuge.
So, I understand what you're telling me. You don't even know this man that well?
No.
Fascinating. All right. I have no further questions for you. Anyone else want to go?
Yeah.
I really want to say something loud and stupid and a lie before I step out of the fire.
And that guy smells like farts.
Bush to 9/11!
And I totally believe that Rock Rackus went to the fucking moon. I want it on the record that I think that's a lie.
The flames hit the ceiling.
Exactly.
Rock Rackus calls out from the back. What?
Bro.
Come on.
Dude, come on.
I'm about to score.
Yeah, Coco will go next.
All right. Same deal. Name, date, fake date.
Koku, 1st of summer 501. 1st of winter 1970. That's a joke for Unix fans.
Oh, I get it.
Is that like day one of
Yeah.
If you
calendar?
if you
Yep.
like parse 0 into a date, it is that. Anyway, now please tell us your relationship to this man and any details you can about him.
We are colleagues who both work in official functions in with the country of Reeser. I can say that in the time that I have known him, Bracken has shown exceptional restraint in times of crisis and an ability to make measured and level-headed judgments when it comes to his access to the minds of other people.
Now, Miss Koku, are you are you impacted by mind alterations, by these sorts of magics?
Yes, in some specific instances, the exact effect may vary slightly, but in general, yes, I am affected by mind-altering magic in the same way as anyone else.
It is quite fascinating to see that Reeser has progressed so far that we have thinking and talking machines now.
It would be fair to state that I represent the bleeding edge of technology, not only within Reeser, but within the known world.
Fascinating.
If I may, the charges against Bracken are that he prevented the two men in question from fighting. Is that correct?
Indeed.
May I present a demonstration?
You may.
Bracken, could you please calm me in the same way that you did to those men?
The crowd starts oh, what? You can't do that. And the Glaucia Evora holds up a hand. I will allow this by submitting herself to be enacted upon. She is foregoing her free will.
I was gonna say consenting adults, but she is not an adult.
And Bracken looks to the judge, who nods at him, and he there's no visible anything that happens, but Koku, any anxiety that you might have been feeling standing up here in front of so many people that are just staring at you, don't know what you are, don't understand you. You probably have a little bit of worry in the back of your head almost at all times for Zeodor, I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
And for the rest of your group here. And that just kind of fades away.
Jack, can you come here a moment?
Yeah.
I punch Jack square in the chest.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Order!
It's all right.
Your Honor, I believe I have demonstrated that fighting is entirely possible under the effects of the magic in question.
She nods very fascinating, interesting point. Thank you. I will take this into consideration.
Koku sits down.
Eyes turn to Ilferi.
Oh, Ilferi will go. Yeah.
If you want to, you don't have to.
Yeah, I wanted to. I was just didn't want to go first, so I just kind of waited.
All right.
Ilferi today is summer 1 5 summer 1 501. But actually today is spring 88. 501.
Fire flares up and the happy birthday tune.
Now blow out your candles.
I met him at the same party that Mina was talking about, and I never once felt any attempt to exert control over my mind. And I have a very strong will, so I likely would have been able to resist the attempts at such, and felt no such influence whatsoever he had plenty of opportunities to do it, plenty of reasons that he might want to do it as an ambassador that wants to keep peace between two countries that have been at war in the past. And he did no such thing.
Interesting. Now, at this party, did you notice Mr. Bracken getting into any physical altercations?
Not that I am aware of.
I see. And, I can't think of any other questions. Do you have anything else to say in regards to his character?
I feel that he has been representing Bear in his role as ambassador exceptionally well. I have heard of nobody that wishes Bear ill will due to his actions while visiting Rasur in his capacity as ambassador.
Thank you. If that's all, you may be seated.
Sure.
Glacia turns to Rulio and Foldero. Would you like to cross-examine anyone? And they say, nah, I think we're good. Glacia turns to the physical witnesses. Any cross-examinations? They decline. And then turns to your group. Would you like to cross-examine any of the witnesses?
This is the best legal system ever. Just let all the witnesses cross-examine each other.
Yep.
Do I have Charm Person prepared?
This is like an Ace Attorney game. This is great.
Shoot, I don't.
Objection!
Objection.
Although, hold on. Is this... Oh, I do... Okay. Hold Person is technically an enchantment spell, too. And, man, takes away your will a lot more than a Calm Person spell would.
I'm really intrigued to see where this is going.
I think we're about to get fucked.
No.
Yes, I will not be your character witness.
I will just remind you to get permission from the judge before you do anything.
That's literally what I was going to do.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm going to ask before doing anything. I'd like to question the plaintiffs. Or the people that are saying Bracken is guilty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, you had it right.
No, I know of that.
Oh, gotcha.
Right.
All right, they step forward into Rings of Fire.
Have you ever been under the influence of mind-altering magic prior to this altercation?
No.
So, would you say that you are unfamiliar with what it feels like to have mind-altering magic used on you?
I mean, I could feel his powers seeping into my mind.
May I present you with
The fire
actual...
flares up for a moment.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew that he was using mind-altering magic on me. Absolutely.
May I present you with an opportunity to definitively know what being affected by mind-altering magic feels like?
No? That sounds
John.
terrible.
I assure you, all it will do is prevent you from moving for a short period of time, which you probably don't want to do anyways, because you're in a ring of fire. I will enact no harm on you.
He turns to the executor. Do I have to do this? And she says, no, you were free to decline. Then I decline.
So, you have no definitive proof that you were affected by mind-altering abilities other than you think you know what it feels like even though you've never had it happen before.
Also, he
Yes.
said he did.
And, huh?
Also, Bracken said he did. Bracken admitted to using magic on them.
Yeah, using magic, but not controlling them. I was trying to show them what having control taken away from them felt.
Oh, I see. Sorry, I misunderstood what was happening. That was me. My bad. That didn't happen.
Your Honor, I believe that these people do not understand the difference between control being taken from them with magic and clear-headedness being given to them via magic.
And you believe there is such a distinction?
Very much so. I've had both used on me.
Fascinating.
Same.
Third.
I would also like to briefly question the plaintiffs, if I may, Your Honor.
Are you done, Mr. O'Ferry?
Unless they are willing to allow me to more directly control their minds,
Hell no! That sounds terrible!
then I am done. Wow, it sounds terrible. Very much different from what happened to you, it sounds like.
It
And then I'll
was
go take my
terrible
seat.
then, too. All right.
Does the fire boil up when they say that it was terrible?
They believe it was terrible, then it was terrible. Like, what does terrible mean?
I don't know, scared of it?
Maybe they were scared of it.
all of it.
They
guess.
seem pretty scared.
Okay, well, I made my point.
Yeah.
I think it was good enough for someone that's kind of dumb.
At the time in question, you say that the two of you were fighting. Is this correct?
Yeah, we had maybe a little bit too much to drink.
Understandable. Why did you stop fighting?
Because he took away our freedom to fight.
Did he bind your arms or legs in any way?
No, he bound our minds with his magic.
Were you able to continue fighting? To throw punches? To kick each other? Bite?
Well, I was kind of distracted by the fact that he used mind magic on me.
But he didn't prevent you in any way from striking your opponent. Is that correct?
I mean, not physically, but mentally, yeah.
Were you able to continue moving your arms?
Well, yeah.
If you could move your arms, could you not have hit your opponent?
I mean, I could have if I hadn't had my mind altered.
So, you were capable of fighting?
No.
But you were not stopped from attacking your friend in any way.
Yeah, I was. By the mind magic. I feel like we're going
He's
in
an
circles
idiot.
here. Glacia intervenes.
Well, I like the cats in the city, though.
That's fair. I have gleaned what I wish to, Your Honor. Thank you for indulging me.
Are there any other questions?
Offer still on the table to be mentally paralyzed.
No!
There
are some kinky clubs somewhere in this town. I'm just throwing that out there.
Ooh, dominate me, daddy.
Yes, I'll question them.
I feel like that's probably in every town of sufficient size, to be honest with you.
Well, yeah, but here,
Yeah,
I'm just saying
true.
way
All right.
more of them go
Jack?
into the actual
Okay.
kink.
That's true.
You say that he restrained you mentally, correct?
Yeah.
How so? Were you unable to think clearly? Were you overcome with feelings of peace? Were you simply halted in your mind? How was it done?
Well, yeah, after he shouted, and then I felt like my rage, like, slip away. But then it came back in force because I realized he had used magic. And then I was angry at him.
Okay. But at that point, you felt no more ill will towards your friend.
Yeah, I guess so.
Wait, I think he just touched on something though, but I can't really. I'm not allowed. I'm not questioning anymore, so I can't.
No, it's fine. Like the rules as they were laid out in the beginning is that there is like this period of time is for debate and
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. You just said that after your mind was altered, you were able to get angry again. Of your own free will.
Because you knew what happened.
What?
You said, I was angry at my friend, and then he shouted, and then I got angry at him.
Yeah, well, no, it was different anger, so that's probably why it tricked the magic.
That's not how it
That's
works.
not how that works. You had the will to get angry.
As someone very familiar with mental magic, it does not function that way, no.
Well, all I'm telling you is how it felt to me.
Well, I think you're inventing feelings.
Well, no, I was going to say your feelings are valid. You felt like he caused you to not be angry anymore, and that made you angry again. And that's fair and valid, but that's not a reason to, like, throw him in jail, because he didn't actually do anything to you except calm you down for literally 2 seconds.
He simply did what a well-spoken message would do.
Or a third beer. Come on.
But that's not the point. The point is that he took away my freedom and changed my course of actions.
Would
He
not
enslaved my mind.
If he had punched you in the face, would that not have also changed your course of actions?
Well, yeah, but that's...
Were you not impugning upon his freedom by striking him?
Maybe, but I didn't use magic.
What difference does it make?
You changed his course of action.
As someone who has fought with both magic and physical, a man dies all the same.
Yeah, but I don't see magic.
With
And
proper training.
do you see the wind?
No, but I can feel the wind.
And you can feel magic. It surrounds you right now with this fire. It is merely another tool of creation.
But
He looks down.
I don't have the means to defend myself from magic and tyrants.
He looks down at the floor as if he had previously thought that it was operated by a goblin and a valve.
Yet you were
This goblin is.
you
the
were
ultimate
angry with
sorcerer.
Mr. Bracken, and you accused him and have brought him to trial. Would that not be defending yourself?
Against magic.
It doesn't stop.
Could you
the
not
fact that
have
it happens.
approached him and struck him?
If he were to go to strike me, I could put up my hand to block. But when he uses his mind-altering magics,
You became enraged with him.
I don't have a way to block that with my arm.
You actually, no, not with your arm, but you do actually have a way to block it. You may not be aware of your ability because you haven't studied it, but everyone, like, what he does isn't automatic. And, like, if he tried against Ilferi, his odds of having the same effect on him are lower because Ilferi is trained and knows how to defend against those things.
As a wizard, I was born with no inherent magical abilities. I simply was trained and learned to deal with these things.
I have a strong brain.
But I'm saying you can train that just like you can train fighting. You can make those muscles stronger. Those metaphorical muscles.
Still not fair.
Okay.
Your strength isn't fair against me. There's no such thing as fair.
Fair is a myth that we tell each other.
This court is what makes things fair. You were able to bring him here. You were able to say your piece. You were able to be questioned and questioned. And now it is up to the judge or whatever she called herself to make the correct decision as the law sees fit.
I like that we've switched from trying to prove Bracken innocent to try to prove that this guy is stupid.
This guy's an asshole, and I'm done with him. And he's wrong.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I have the court's ear, so I'm gonna show them that he's wrong.
Yeah, people are actually like kind of muttering and like, oh yeah, I guess it's not that different from.
Also,
If that doesn't work, I'll just point out that the court is tyranny.
do you think that this ring of fire here is mind altering magic?
It's not in my mind.
Is it impugning upon your freedom? It knows whether or not you say something is true.
And it's changing your course of action to make sure that you say the right thing, right? Or the truth, right?
It is also in your mind. That's how it determines what you deem to be truth.
He like turns his eyes like to the judge. What's he talking about? How does this thing work anyway?
It does not alter your mind, but it does read it. It certainly is in there.
Judge, I think I'm done being questioned.
Bye.
I think we proved our point pretty well about, like, his freedom wasn't revoked.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Yeah. Do we
She
win?
nods.
Shut the fuck
I
up.
cover Ilferi's beak. Like,
If there are no further questions, I will move on to sentencing.
Ah, yes, this is how... Massively out of character. This is how justice works. Terrify the witnesses into no contest.
listen, it's not my fault he doesn't know how any of this works. Maybe he should have thought of that before he came here.
Oh no, I'm on our side. This is great.
Can you stop?
Given light of all of these witnesses and what I understand about the case, Bracken of Heffanita does stand guilty of using mind magic on Mr. Rollo and Mr. Foldero on this, the 1st of summer 501 AOV. Given the arguments presented by the witnesses, I do believe that this was not a gesture of violence or malice, and perhaps even one of kindness. But it does stand that the actions were taken. I hereby sentence Bracken of Hefenita to a light beating. And which will be carried out immediately.
I'm going to project my thoughts to my cow friend and be like, is that okay? Give me a small nod if you're fine with this.
He kind of like lets out like a half-hearted shrug.
Okay. Then I'll let it go.
We got him off.
Dirty.
He's not dying.
I know.
Ilferi can heal him up afterwards.
I can heal up during.
I assume this isn't going to be like.
And it allows the crowd to go
Glacia-
away feeling that he...
Yeah.
Glacia steps forward with the heavy mace of her office in hand as Bracken stands in front of the dragon's rib cage on the red floor.
Can I really quick make an insight on the judge as far as like if this is intended like maliciously, I guess? Like if they were trying to
Yeah, go ahead and give me an insight.
make sure
check.
he was guilty. 13.
As far as you can tell, this judge is acting as a judge.
Okay. This judge is
Impartially.
impartial.
The beating lasts about 10 seconds or so. And after that, he kind of shambles up to you. I'm sorry you had to be put through all of that.
Justice is justice.
Most fun I've had in a while. Not watching you get beaten, but telling that guy he's a dumbass.
I'll cast Cure Wounds at third or at 4th level on him.
He nods appreciatively. Shall we go find a gnome?
Indeed.
Not great healing. 20.
And we
If
will...
they did more than 20 points of damage in 10 seconds, that's light
Then we-
beating my ass.
We need that judge on our team.
Right?
I just meant
level
the-
fighter judge.
I just
Like
meant
a
that
judge on Dark Sun.
the dice rolls was low. Not that I didn't heal enough.
Yeah.
I probably could have done a lower level, but
All right.
what-
We will call it there for the night.
Woo! Good game, guys.
Oh, should we actually mark the damage from the thing on our sheets?
0.
Like the
Let
sense
it-
I was getting
Yeah.
was that we're going to have a rest before our HP is relevant.
I mean, I think you took a point of damage.
Yeah.
So if that ends up being relevant, then yeah, go ahead and mark it down.
All right. Okay. I can mark it down just in
I
case.
pass out good berries to everyone.
There you go.
I mean, I'll take it, but not for this.
I did punch Jack full on in the chest. It's what, a D2 plus strength?
No, it's just 1 plus strength.
1 plus strength? You take 3 points of damage.
Ooh.
1d1.
All right. Cool. So yes, thank you for joining us for this evening session of Zeitgeist.
The Gears of Revolution.
Gears of Revolution.
A
We-
4th edition
edition.
podcast. It's a podcast now, by the way.
Close your eyes. Now it's a podcast.
This is your Dungeon Master Redbeard. I don't know where he is in reference to me or in
I'm-
relation to me on the
I'll
layout.
tell you when
In
to
the
stop.
corner.
Stop.
We did it. Perfect. Glad we
Uh,
practiced that one, guys.
All right. We will not be here next week.
No.
We're gonna get drunk.
We are
Among
all all, well, not me, not on Friday, but over the weekend, we are all
many
just
partyings will be
celebrating.
Yeah,
I will be chaperoning a lot of drunk
I'm having my
And
bachelor
nested.
party.
men.
Woo!
So
Congratulations.
Yay!
I am hoping. Wait, let me look at my calendar. I think we might be back in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That would
think
be
so.
the 15th.
April is
Yeah.
kind of just a
The
mess.
15th.
The
you're
15th
taking
and
kids
22nd.
to the movies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that should be.
The
The
15th.
22nd, I will not be.
I
here.
don't know when they're
Okay.
coming into
Okay.
Oh,
town.
that's true. The 15th is a maybe.
15th's a
take my-
maybe.
I have to
Sorry.
take my nephews to see the new Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes.
22nd is out from Carter.
Out. Yep.
And then
29th
the
is out.
29th, 28th
wedding.
is sure the fuck out.
So we'll see you guys
In May.
on the second Friday in May, because on the first Friday
Oh
we
my
have to go to
goodness.
Kentucky for another wedding.
Yes.
Seriously.
Well, and actually, we'll still be gone on our honeymoon.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we might do some. While there are lots of people out, we might organize some one-shot things. We
Yeah,
might do some other stuff.
that'd be
on
cool.
Friday.
Sure.
So
I'll make my
see what's happening.
debut as a fighting game streamer.
Yeah, you got
I
the
got a-
stick now.
I got
so
a
we're
fight
good.
stick. It's a little baby one.
So now he can
Oh,
fight
he's a little
people
baby one.
with
It's
his
cute.
stick.
You
I already
You should-
modified it.
you should use it to play rhythm games.
I honestly I probably could.
You can. There are plenty of
Yeah.
people who do that.
No, I got it for Guilty Gear Strive.
You should bring Guilty Gear to the bachelor party. I want to play it.
Sure.
Anyway.
Well, it's on PC, so
Well, never
I
mind.
can bring my whole computer to the bachelor party.
Never mind then.
No,
Night, y'all.
I
See
could
you
bring my-
eventually.
Good. We'll talk
Bye.
about it later. Good night.
Night, everybody.